What's up? So if you have a Seadoo and it's taking on water, this is one potential culprit that it could be, is the carbon ring, which sits, it's part of your drive shaft. I already have this one pulled, but it sits right down here where your drive shaft comes through. This is the carbon ring right here. So here's the old one. You can see it's very worn and lopsided. So I'm trying to do this one-handed, so bear with me. But it fits together like this. So you got to pull your jet pump, and then the drive shaft's in there like that. Okay. And then you have here's your ring seal. And the way these work is they just sit up against there. It's I hate this design because it really just sits against there under pressure. If you're on the water and you push on it like that, water will come in, even on a brand new one. So it's also the reason you can't run the ski out of the water, even if it's hooked to a hose, for longer than 5 minutes. I never run them even near that long, because you need lake water coming up from the outside, cooling this carbon ring. And when it's on the trailer, there's no way to make that artificial, right? These can be a real son of a bitch to get off, and I mean a real son of a bitch. So what you got to do is, I used to use a pickle fork before I bought this, and honestly, this isn't much better. But that sits on there like that, and then this threaded part pushes against the engine, and you push that back. You push it really hard, and it can be a bastard to get it to go. You're gonna push it this way. You're gonna squish that together, and it'll look about like that. And there'll be that spot where this little, where'd it go? C-clip. Where the hell did my C-clip go? Right here. So this little C-clip will sit in there. That's what holds the whole thing together. So while holding that back, you gotta pop this C-clip out. Like I say, it can be a real chore. The other thing is too, you need to keep your jet pump, you're gonna have to take your jet pump off, but you're gonna have to just leave it bolted for a second until you get this undone, because you need to be able to push against this. Otherwise your drive shaft's just gonna slip, and you'll never get enough torque on there to push that back. But there you go. So I'm not gonna demo the whole thing, just kind of explaining how it works. This is one of the higher, if you're taking on water, this is a high culprit that it could be. The other thing, I'm not going to talk too much about it, but the other thing it could be is your resonator. Your resonator is this plastic. It's like your water muffler. Right there, that plastic box. So it's a plastic box that your exhaust gases go through. So if you plug your exhaust system, even though the engine is closed cooling, the exhaust system is not closed cooling. It uses lake water. And so if you suck up a bunch of crap, and so it's not flowing through there, and you have hot exhaust gases going through a plastic box, that box is gonna melt, a big fist-sized hole, and you can sink pretty fast. So that is a very, if you just suck something up and then you sink, that's probably what happened. If you're not sure and you're trying to diagnose it, what you're gonna do is disconnect your battery, put your plug in, and then you're gonna stick a hose inside your engine compartment and let it fill. Don't submerge your engine, but just bring it up high enough to where the drive shaft is covered, and see if you start seeing water pour out of the bottom. That's the way to do it. All right, good luck.